What's happening, you alright?
Hi, are you alright?
I'm good, I'm good. It feels like it's been a minute, isn't
It has been on.
it? Okay, cool. But yeah, so I didn't tell you about this beforehand, didn't it? Because I don't really like discussion topics beforehand because it's more natural that way.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what I mean? So obviously, due to my experiences, I've been exposed to certain things. And then I thought, this is something that no one else has really touched on that I know of anyway, because I always said I wanted to do things my way in regard to my pod. And where this has brought me to is me doing one today in regards to spiritual awareness.
Okay.
Yeah? And so it's just things that I've seen and been through and been told in regards to, like, I've been told for it to be justification for what the person's doing or how they're behaving or why they did what they did. And it's kind of a bit odd, a bit uncomfortable, a bit scary, a bit, I don't know, confusing, isn't it? So it's like, I think we'll do the best to start is when, I remember it was one of my birthdays and we all went out, like, there was a lot of us that went out, and I think certain people were invited other people to come, so there's friends of friends that we didn't even know. So I'll fast forward, ended up going to somewhere 24-hour restaurant to eat. When we went to eat, I ended up seeing a guy there, saw him there, and we ended up chopping it up, like just conversating with each other. And then when we conversated with each other, like, we realised, yeah, he was from Ghana as well, and we ended up getting on. We met up, I think, 2 days after, and we were related with certain things, and he had a very good work ethic.
Okay.
Very hard work ethic. He was very similar to me with certain things. But what made him more interesting is that he was a bit like me, a bit selfless.
Okay.
Like, whatever he needed as his friend, that he was there or whatever. What do
you mean when you say selfless? Sorry.
Like, he wasn't selfish at all. He wasn't
Okay.
selfish. He didn't even... Me, that I wasn't really selfish with certain things. Like, he was like, yeah, man, like, did he really do that? Or did he really... Do you understand what I mean? So, he was there. He was his brother's keeper.
Okay.
In regards to me, do you understand what I mean? Someone else might speak about him and be like, yo, he's no good. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And yeah, I can see where they're coming from. So his journey, like, we seem to be very similar. Then all of a sudden, he just took off. Like, financially, he just exploded. It was mad. I didn't even know, like, how it happened, because after a while we didn't see each other as much. We just spoke once in a while, and then he'd get a new car and he'll come and maybe check for me at my mum's house, and we'll go out or whatever. And then he was buying his house. He ended up having 3 properties and that, like, in prestigious areas and all that, and it was just going fast. Like, he was just, do you understand what I mean? It's like a crazy, like, it's a time where we'd go out. And we'll go out, and then, when you're driving around and you'll see a girl, and then he'll exchange numbers with a girl, and the girl will make sure that when she's putting her number in his phone, she'll make sure she rings her number, so she's got his number at all. Yeah. And then when we get into the car, he'll say, did you see that? And I'm like, of course I did. He said, you see, money. So talking about money. You need everything was money. Like, this guy. People thought I loved money, but this guy... Do you know what I mean? He was like, everything was just money orientated with him. Like, money was the answer to everything. But then again, when he used to say that, and he even made a comment to me once, and me and him used to banter. We used to, like, when I say banter, it wasn't he. Me and him used to nearly have fights, like, proper.
That's not banter then.
Yeah, but it was our banter though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me and him used to nearly, like, we used to nearly go for it.
Was that because your personalities were so similar, you think, or...?
I don't know if I personally... I'll just say he's crazy, and he'll probably just say I'm mad as well. But he just said certain things that didn't sit well with me, because money was so key to him. He used to say to me, do you know if you gave your mum an extra £500 a week or whatever, she'd love you more? And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm like, you can't tell me that, bro. What do you mean? Like, I was highly offended that you'd even suggest such a thing, because his mum wasn't around.
Okay.
So you don't tell me my mum's going to love me more for free. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And do you know what even made me more angry? I thought about it for a while. Is it a possibility? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, I didn't need that thought right then and right then. I didn't need that in my life. Yeah. Do you get where I'm coming from? So he said to me, yeah, are you aware that if you did that, your mum would love you more? And I was like, oh, man, I didn't know about all that. And then, so in regards to that, we just kept on going on, and then he would just, as I said, we would fall out in regards to certain things, and what else would happen? So then he bought one house, then he went on and bought another house, and the one was in Kent, one was in Waterloo. Do you understand? He was doing really well, like,
Okay.
do you understand where I'm from? So, and then, we used to go out. Then when we used to go out, like, I was all about having fun. You got your nice aftershave on and whatever else you might have on. And him too, he's got what he's got on. And then, but he was very angry. Very angry person. Like, whenever I went out with him, I always got into trouble. And I got into trouble.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll be the one to get into trouble. Like, we're going out, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm just like happy-go-lucky. I'm like a hippie. Yeah, I'm the person in the bar buying strangers drinks. Yeah, what's happening, mate? Right? Like, what's going on? Do you understand where I'm coming from? But he's angry, and I'll be the one end up getting in trouble. This is what I was saying about being your brother's keeper, because I'd be in the mix, or I'll end up getting arrested, or whatever. Do you understand what I mean? And there was one incident, I remember, I went to a club, and he just started saying rubbish to random people. And I was like, yo, what's this guy really doing now? Like, I didn't come out for this.
Was alcohol involved? Or
Of course alcohol wasn't involved, but it's not the alcohol. This guy, he was troubled.
Yeah.
And you know, I feel bad saying it because it says a lot about me, innit? He was my friend, innit? But he was very troubled, man, very angry, just talking to strangers. And I remember one incident, he said something to some guy, and the guy was like, yo, blood, like, yo, you know we didn't get searched to come in there, yeah, man? Like, I've got my tinkle, like, what you saying? Like, what is it? And he told the guy to, like, yo, fuck off, man, like, get the fuck out of my... And I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you? It really didn't sit well with me at all, innit? So, like, me now, it's heated up and whatever, I can't even remember, but I just left it, innit? I've gone to the toilet now, and there's, like, about 8 guys that have come into the toilet, and they're like, yo, is that my man? And he's like, no, it wasn't him, it was his brethren. He's like, yeah. So they're like, oh, man. So, like, now I'm in the toilet and I'm shaking off my penis. So I've got to hurry up because I'm like, yo, they're going to get my brethren. He's like, yo.
That was way too much.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Exactly what it is. I swear I might have even got a bit on my trousers. Like, I was panicking. I'm like, oh, no, they're going to get him, you know? Yeah. So I've gone back and I can see them all, like, getting into a scuffle and that. When they're getting into a scuffle, I've gone there. I'm like, yo, like, I've said his name, like, what's going on? Then luckily, like, he's still not, he's on it, like, he's still not backing on. And then one of the brethren is like, end up knowing me, like, yo, do you know my man? I'm like, yeah, that's my boy, man. I've had to, like, say he's had too much to drink, but, like, that's how it is. Ended up getting squashed.
Yeah.
Luckily, bro, ended up because my brethren, the other guy is quite naughty as well. So anyway, ended up getting squashed. And then I was like, yo, what's wrong with this guy? This guy is troubled, man. He's just, like, very troubled. Anyway, that was one incident. Then I can't even, like, go on. We had another incident where, anyway, we'll just go fast forward. So then he went missing for a while.
There was a number of incidents.
Man, many.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Many, man. Anyway, so he went missing for a while. When he went missing for a while, he came and he must have knocked on my door, innit? Yeah, and he knocked on my door and I went there, innit? And my mum's phoned me. My mum's like, hey, listen, so-and-so's knocked on the door for you, innit? And she said to me, yo, be careful, he's changed. I'm like, yo, what's she talking about, mum? I'm like, yo, man, like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah. And anyway, he had changed because he wasn't the same. Yeah. He started talking very different, behaving a bit different. He was even more angry than he was. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, me and him used to argue all the time. I'm like, yo, cousin, why are you coming here for, man? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, because we didn't used to get along. He used to come link me with some crazy cars and all that. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? I'm at my mum's house eating fufu. There's no money. You're coming with these supersonic cars and that outside. I didn't need it. Yeah. Ladies will think I'm involved in something that I wasn't even involved with, man. You understand? You know, wasn't really good for me. So then something happened along the way. He ended up losing all his houses and that. All his houses, and then he fell off. And then he got in contact with me via email. He must have sent me an email and, like, got in contact with me, and then I must have phoned him and he was just talking to me, and I could tell, innit? But to me, I don't judge people on what they have, innit? Like, I knew he fell off, but I still had love for him. That's the thing about sentiment, it can kill, innit? So even though he was like that, I still went to check for him. And then when I went to check for him once, and then I went another time to check for him, and, like, we'd get some food and we'd just talk it out and that. And then he said to me, bro, it's like, I can't sleep. And I said, like, why can't you sleep?
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, like, oh, when I'm sleeping, it's like I'm getting strangled by snakes and that. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, literally.
That's very deep, though.
Very deep, man. I was like, yo, what's he talking about? He's like, yeah, like they'll have me in a corner and they'll be sneaking, they'll be strangling me and I can't sleep. And I was like, hey. And I was like, whoa. I was like, I just didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And
Did you advise him of anything, or?
Advise him with what?
Well, so you go and pray on it, or no? Nothing like
Mate,
that, no?
I didn't, you know. I just felt a bit uncomfortable, you know, like, what's this about? And I said, why is this happening? And he said, oh, man, it's because of the stuff that I was doing. And I said, what stuff? Because I didn't understand how he lost all his dough.
Okay.
And he's like, because of the stuff I was doing. And I was like, oh, what stuff was you doing? And he was like, like, he used to go to his aunt's house and she used to prepare certain things for him to drink and all that. And I was like, hey, is that what you were doing? He said, yeah. Why do you think them days when I was going out and that, I used to be very angry and that? You thought it was me, that's why I didn't care. It wasn't me drinking, that's why I wasn't getting drunk like that. And I was like, yo, what's this dude talking about?
Yeah, what is he talking about? What was he talking
Mate.
about? Did he explain that to you?
He said
I'm listening to you and I don't understand what you're saying.
Do you know what?
Right
To be
now.
honest with you, like me, I like knowing certain things, but certain things I didn't want to know at all. So when he was saying it to me, I was like, yo, like, what sort of things? And he used to be like, yeah, that's why I used to do this, because I knew nothing would happen, and so on and so forth. And I was like, yo, this dude's kind of heavy, and it made sense. That's why I maybe fell off in it, because you hear certain things about people going to do stuff like voodoo and that, and it falling off and all that. And I was like, yo, I was around him, like, and he was doing all this. I wouldn't even gone to the sweet shop with him, let alone go to his house or go to. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that
If you'd have known.
if I'd have known. And then I realised that, yo, you have to be aware, because sometimes you're with people and you can be with them every day and you don't know what they're on. And sometimes they may not even be on it, but it might be their aunt or their mum might be on it, and their dad might not. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So you have to be.
In their lives are into these things.
Into these things that you don't know aware about. Like another story, like with like me, what happened? I remember something went missing.
Mm-hmm.
I had something in my car and it just went missing. Someone took it, and I went to my friend's mum's house. And when I went to my friend's mum's house, I was like, I was looking sad. She's like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, oh man, do you know what? Someone took something from my car. I had no idea who it was or whatever. I just didn't know, but I knew like it was stolen. And she said to me, oh, don't worry about it. Yeah. I'm like, what's she talking about? She said, the person that took that, not only have they taken that, they've taken any bad luck that you get, any disease or misfortune, misery will be their best friend. I said, hey, Auntie, no, that's too much. She said, no, don't worry. And I was like,
They
wow.
put the curses on it.
She said, yeah, dude, they put the curses on it. And I was like, yo, like, it made me feel like, yo, if I'm going to play, let me play well. Because some people are playing with some different rules.
Yeah.
Some different rules. And I remember, like, once we were young, and like, I'll be outside, and then my mum, like, we'll be talking, a few of us will be talking. Because different friends, different families, different exposures. Yeah. We'll have an argument, a debate about something. And we had one friend in particular, I still speak to him to this day, he would start saying, let's start cursing, or whatever. And it just became normal. Like, yo, he's just like, that's just this lingo. Then when I get upstairs, my mum be like, hey, why is he saying that for? Why did
when
he...
you say cursing, do you mean cursing like spiritually?
Yeah, you used to say that, yeah.
Like, like profanity, not profanity.
No. You meant like, yeah, let's do something, innit? Let's do something. At a young age,
wow.
Yeah. He brought him back from back home.
You know when I asked how old you are, but you always get annoyed.
Yeah, I can't even remember, to be honest with you. Like, yeah.
But young, you're saying.
Young, young. You're not supposed to, because my mum... because when I got home, I didn't know. We would just say it, yeah. It's like, and then they would say it as well. Like, if we were lying, so we thought someone's lying, we just said it as lingo. Let's start cursing. I get on my mum, be like, hey, where did he learn that from? No. You don't do that. Do you know what you're doing?
It's not funny, but
no. It's not. Yeah, but I didn't know, because obviously I wasn't on that level yet, innit? Do you get where I'm coming from? And
yeah,
it's like,
you were too naive to it.
I was not. Yeah, I didn't know about all that. And then, do you know what? Going back to my friend with all the cars in the houses, and the girl's ringing the phone to make sure he's, what's it called, yeah? So I was thinking, now, when I realised what he was doing and he couldn't sleep, because obviously snakes were strangling him and that, I started picturing all the girls that when we've been out and that he's exchanged numbers with and laid with and so on and so forth, that they might have ended up not being clean or maybe used in a certain way that you understand what I'm coming from. I know it sounds weird.
When you say clean, you mean spiritually clean.
Spiritually
It's
clean.
polluted,
Yeah, because do you understand what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like you get certain girls and they're seeing guys and they're like, oh yeah, he drives this and he's got this watch and he's got this money and you don't even know how he's got it, and then you've got involved with him and then he's left you.
Yeah.
And then you're empty, like nothing's going right. Jerusalem is literally falling, like in your life, like work's not going well, you're just not happy. There's no inner
you don't
peace.
understand
Why? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because you
Yeah.
don't know what this dude's been, what he's, and you just done the wickedness with him, the madness with him, and he ain't gonna tell you what he's doing. Not gonna tell you at all. So
Aura's a big deal, though, isn't it?
aura, energy, yeah. Do you know
They say karma, but
do you know what I mean? We all have to be spiritual beings and being definitely aware of what we're doing and that, because like certain times, you know, you're doing something, like you could have someone and you've done something to the person, yeah, and you'll be like, yeah, the person ain't said nothing to you because you're like, yo, they're shook. They ain't shook of you, bro. They ain't shook of you, bro.
They've gone away to go and do something else.
Yeah, like that's a part of their plan, losing certain bits of them. Like, yeah, and then you end up doing to certain things to someone, and it might not be like directly there and then, but things will start going bad for you. Whether you end up getting in trouble for something or some bad energy or end up getting ill, or do you understand what I'm coming from? I know it sounds crazy, but certain people are playing with a different set of rules.
Yeah.
You end up going out with people and like you get people that go out empty. They don't even they won't even pray. They're thinking that they're
When you
not,
say they go out empty, sorry, what do you
meaning
mean?
they won't do no certain things, whether it be a prayer or whatever, what have you. Like you just gotta be positive. And like for me personally, before I go out, whether I'm gonna go raving or wherever I go, I'm gonna make sure I have a prayer. Like certain of my brethren, they'll be in my house and before I go, I'll just go down and I'll pray. I'm like, yo, cuz that's a bit weird. You're doing that before you go out. I'll say I'd rather do that than go out empty, because certain people are going out with, like, whether it be charms or doing certain things.
Different ammunition.
Yeah. And you're going to go out with, whether it be a strap or a bora, thinking,
that's going to protect you.
But man.
But you need to protect your spirituality.
Thank you, because you know what? It's not a majority of the people that do go out and have been killed are people that had weapons anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough. And like I've realised like that there is certain things in regards to that, because there's been certain things where my mum's phoned me out of the blue and she said to me, oh, yo, don't do this with this person, or don't do that to that person, or you're getting involved with something, leave it. And I'll be like, oh, fucking no. And I just, you know what I mean? And it's like...
Yeah, some people have a different kind of sense, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like,
and some people can protect you from harm without you even knowing it, just because they've got a different sense about things.
Exactly. And certain people have a different understanding, and certain people that love you and check for you, it's just like I said about the friends things, they'll take ownership over it for you. Like me personally, I've been in situations like I'm always talking about my mum. My dad's totally different. My dad's a lovely guy. I've got to do one separately just to my dad. My dad's different. It's like my mum's like, Christian and whatever. My dad's like more go get it, like, yo, just do what you're gonna do, like, you know. I'm not about faith without works. He's about doing it. I'm the kind of person, like, because of my mum,
man of action.
A man of action. Like, for instance, I'll tell you one of his quotes, like, I'll be in a situation and I'll be like, because of what I've learned from my mum, I'll be like, Dad, I'm going to leave them to God. He'll tell me, fuck that, God takes too long. Do you get me? That's what my dad's like. Do you understand? So I've got to be, you know what I mean? So then certain people take things on themselves. You tell them about your problems and they'll take it on a different route on their own. So certain times, but realistically, in short, what I'm trying to say is people should definitely be more spiritually conscious in whatever you do, in regards to your friendship, in regards to your sexual partners, in regards to even business. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, because I've been with some, I've speaking to people about business and whatever and what have you, like back in the day, or even today, to this day, I'll speak about business and that they'll tell me everything. They'll tell me they're going to give me rainbows and skittles and whatever, and I'll be smiling with them. Yeah. When I leave, I'll be like, look at this bastard, I'm not doing nothing with him. Get the fuck out. And they'll be like, why? It ain't got to make sense.
What do you mean? Sometimes you don't take to people's spirits.
Yeah. That's the only way I can take it with energy. And then there's certain people that I'll be weak for them, no matter what. Like I just always have a soft spot for them. And because I'm a man, like I don't give to receive. Like the way certain of my friends, the way I check for them, they ain't got to check for me like that because I just like them for whatever reason it is. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So yeah, in short, we all have to be a bit more spiritually conscious, or is the word that they're using now, woke to certain things. Do you understand?
That's a good one.
Yeah, to it, because there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in regards to things in it, and like I won't really dwell on it too much for it to sound a bit too freaky or scary. But
no, do you know what? I definitely believe that as human beings, there are things that happen around us that we can't see anymore because we're not gifted in that way. Not everybody's gifted in that way to see things and be conscious of the things that they're seeing.
Exactly.
Some people see it, but they're just not conscious of what it actually is.
What it is, yeah.
But
you can lose your spirituality by just giving into the flesh, innit? Do you understand where I'm coming from? So sometimes, if you're just living a life of just giving into your flesh desires or whatever, you're not gonna see. Do you understand what I mean? Like even historically, people just see more things better in regards to visions and right. They stayed away from sex, didn't eat certain food, fast for a while. But these are not habits that certain people are doing. Do you understand what I mean? Like I remember me back in the day, I got into problems with someone. Like it's not happening now because it's not like that. I'd be fasting and praying in regards to certain things. It doesn't mean that I wouldn't do something that I shouldn't have done. 100% I'm going to do it. Yeah, but I'd rather do it with that. It just made my mind like I was always doing that. You ain't gonna call me and just say rubbish to me and thinking that weapons are gonna be enough. I'm gonna get spiritual with the person if I can. Do you understand what I mean? So it was like that. So certain times, don't just think it's just that. Do you understand? So realistically, I thank God for my upbringing in regards to my family making me spiritually conscious about certain things. So. That was it. So yeah, just in short, pick your friends right and do the right thing in regards to safeguarding yourself spiritually. That's about it, really.
Thank you. That was really interesting.
Yeah. That's about it. Anything are you spiritually conscious?
I think I am.
Think you are?
Yeah.
Then
I mean, I think I am.
It's not something you think. I don't think it's something you think about.
Okay.
Maybe I'll help you work on that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
You know what? Because even me saying that, it's a work in progress for me, innit? Yeah. I would love to be more spiritually stronger. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things, innit? Do you know what I mean? So, but what can we do, eh? But yeah.
You're supposed to say subscribe.
Oh yeah, subscribe. Click. Whatever. Yeah, subscribe and thanks for watching. And see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.